2024 Online Business Startup Guide. If you've decided to launch your online business this year, you're in the right place. Today, I'll be breaking down the 7 steps to a profitable internet business. These aren't difficult procedures, nor do they need to take you very long. Indeed, completing all these tasks within a few months will permanently transform. Before we delve into the details, allow me to briefly introduce myself and the source of this knowledge. I go as BizQuotient on channel. Over the last many years, I have launched 3 profitable web enterprises in addition to a number of offline firms. I currently work as an online business strategist full-time and oversee a coaching program that assists individuals in launching their own online businesses. I work full-time at this place, so that's where my ideas for what I'm about to share with you come from. Let's get right into it then. The first step in launching an internet business is just choosing what kind of business to launch. List ideas. Starting your business cannot happen until you have made that crucial choice. Indeed, most people become stuck here. Because they never make this critical choice, most people who declare their desire to launch their own business never actually do it. Unless you already know what you want to accomplish, then congratulations. You've successfully completed this phase and can proceed to the next. To be sure you're selecting the best course of action though, spend a few minutes, hours, or even days coming up with a list of many options. Reduce the list to the few concepts that truly appeal to you. After that, you'll want to deliberately give each of these concepts considerable thought, taking into account the actual responsibilities. I enjoy using this day-in-the-life exercise to help you consider the daily tasks that you would actually have to complete to operate that business. That will be very helpful in determining whether you would truly like to manage these companies. Therefore, you want to focus on the one concept about which you are most excited. It doesn't have to be the greatest suggestion on the list now. Stress is not about doing things correctly. You undoubtedly have a long list of excellent ideas. Simply pick the one that most excites you. After that, you should investigate the market for that concept. Furthermore, you can keep market research fairly basic. Therefore, do not become very emotional over this. Initially, the goal is to simply try to locate potential customers for this company or its offerings. Do you know where you can find those people online? Exist in your actual life? If you plan to grow this firm, you will eventually need to acquire clients, so you want to make an effort to get in touch with them. To ensure that clients exist and are not too difficult to find, the ideal time to start looking for them is before you even launch the firm. Whether you conduct your search online through Facebook groups or online forums or simply think about people you know in real life, once you've identified some individuals you believe could be interested in your idea, once you've identified those individuals, you should reach out to them, explain your concept, and solicit their opinions. Go one step further and inquire about interviewing a handful of these folks if they appear interested. You want to discuss with them the actual issue they are having, their actual objective, the solutions they have previously tried, and the kind of assistance or products they would be interested in order to achieve the desired outcome. Again, there is no need for complexity in this process. However, the better educated choice you can make now, the more likely your firm will succeed, and you won't have to return to the drawing board later. Now would be a perfect opportunity to introduce you to HubSpot, the sponsor of today's video. Just now, HubSpot published its social media trend study for 2024. This paper essentially deconstructs the state of social media this year. How are companies making the most effective use of social media? They are aiming for what tactics? Which social networking sites are the most popular for businesses this year? What's not working, and what is? Marketing is among the most important aspects of starting an online business. How does one become visible enough for others to know that you even exist? In what way do you distinguish yourself from your competitors? How can you draw attention to yourself and pique interest in what you have to say? Knowing what other companies are doing on social media can therefore be quite beneficial in enabling you to either decide to adopt tactics that other companies are adopting and which are working incredibly well for them, or to decide to zig while everyone else is zagging. In reality, HubSpot discusses in this study that being big, bold, and doing things differently from others are effective strategies for organizations. To obtain the free HubSpot social media report, Click the link in the description below or visit gillianperkins.com/HubSpot-report. Writing a business plan comes after deciding what kind of business to launch. Strategy, strategy, strategy. It seems unnecessary to complicate this further. This is quite easy to keep simple. I use the business plan template I named the easiest business plan ever as a starting point with many of my customers. This simply serves as a map for naming your company. What will your company sell? To whom is your intended audience? What strategy would you use to promote your business? Commonplace things like that. We simply want to write down the broad strokes so that we can know what we're attempting to achieve rather than just grow our company blindly. It's akin to assembling a puzzle with a clear vision in mind, as opposed to proceeding blindly. Yes, you can do it blind, and it will work out. But if you're not sure what you're attempting to make, it usually takes far longer. Free business plan templates are available at gillianperkins.com/the easiest business plan-ever. For your convenience, I will also make sure to add that URL to the description below. Following the procedures for launching your internet business, I will zig where others zag in step number 3. That's why I recommend launching your product in beta as your next step. This is the most fascinating new offering. I understand that this may seem excessively ambitious and premature. Even my company's name isn't registered. I haven't completed my work yet. My audience has yet to be identified. In what way could I potentially beta launch it? That is quite accurate, yes. Others would prefer to complete their other tasks first. I will tell you this, though. That is the less traveled path. Having said that, it is your responsibility to manage this independently. You should perform your beta launch before doing all of the other things if you want to launch your web business faster. To put it briefly, a beta launch is a test run for your product's sales. You are therefore going to either pre-launch your product before you even design it, or you will build the simplest version of your product that you can take to market. Kickstarter is, in my opinion, the most prevalent example of this. Thus, people are beta launching their products on Kickstarter. They are presenting it to the public before the product is even in production. Perhaps they have a prototype, or perhaps it's just an idea, but they present it to the public and declare, "Hey, here's my idea." Feelings? Want to make an investment? Would you be interested in purchasing this item prior to its production? Then, if I make it, you'll get it. We will reimburse you for such a case. Although there are many more approaches to conducting your beta launch, the fundamental idea remains the same. Before it's truly ready, you're launching your product. Now, one of the most important aspects of this process is being open and honest with people about the actual situation. You wouldn't want to market a product and act as though it already existed. Furthermore, consumers are unlikely to purchase a product that is not yet ready for the market. This can serve as an excellent method to test your product concept before investing in its development, provided you are transparent about the fact that this is merely a pre-order campaign, or that you are only releasing a smaller version of your product at a lower cost. Before you embark on the arduous task of establishing your company, simply put, you want to try things out to be sure your idea has real promise before devoting all that time, money, and effort. If your radar launch is successful, Step 4 of your business beginning process can proceed, meaning that you can fairly easily acquire at least a few sales. The 4th step involves establishing your company's administrative structure. Last night, you failed to file your paperwork. At this point, you must register your company name with your state. You should look into any particular licenses or regulations your state may have for the kind of business you want to launch. A basic website is something else you want to do. In order to begin building your email list right now, I advise you to install some email marketing software. Technically speaking, that last stage is optional. Although not all companies have email lists, it's similar to retirement savings. Most folks eventually wish they had started sooner and that they had completed it. I therefore advise you to start your business early in order to avoid regretting it later on. You are prepared to proceed to step number 5, which is actually an optional step in and of itself once your business is legal and set up. That is creating your product. And the reason this stage is optional is that it largely relies on the products your company offers. If you are, for instance, selling a tangible good, you will most likely need to complete this stage. If it's something you're making yourself, You'll either need to make more of your product, or you'll need to refine your prototype and have your finished product produced. Perhaps this is where you actually design your online course if you're selling a digital product. If, however, your company will be selling a service such as writing, graphic design, or web design, you may not need to complete this step at all, or only very minimally. Just make sure you clearly define the service your company provides. In case I come out as a frog in today's episode, I'm not ill, I'm in good health, but my throat is suffering because our trees are fully pollinating here in Oregon. I apologize for sounding strange, but I'm okay. You are now, in a sense, in the home stretch, having completed 5 of the 7 steps involved in launching and expanding your online business. Not really, nope. Since, in fact, establishing a business can be done in the simplest 5 steps. Your business will truly expand with these final 2 stages. It also usually means that they are more difficult and time-consuming. They're actually things you might continue to do as long as you run your company. Finding customers is step 6. And since you seem to be launching an internet business, you will probably be looking for clients online. Of course, there are now a plethora of approaches to do this. First among the things I usually advise my clients to do is network. It's a terrific place to start. I don't mean merely putting business cards in your Rolodex, or attending networking events and shaking hands with strangers, only to promptly forget their names. This is hardly how good networking looks. Meeting and getting to know people is the goal here, as is establishing connections in your area to later work with others whose brands are comparable. Furthermore, you find possible clients through this process of networking and relationship building. That brings me directly to the next tactic I always love to suggest to brand new owners of internet businesses, and that is working together virtually. One can accomplish this in a variety of ways. You can collaborate on a joint venture promotion with another brand, where they advertise your product to their audience, and you split the earnings. One can guest blog. Podcasts allow guests. Lead magnets can be traded, whereby you share the lead magnet of another brand with your email list or audience, and they share your lead magnet with theirs, both of you expanding your email lists in the process. If you would want an entire video on that, let me know. That alone is a pretty tactical move. Anyhow, working together with other companies in your industry is a terrific approach to reaching new clients. Content marketing is another excellent one. Social media marketing is a major component of content media marketing. Thus, this is where HubSpot's free guide can really help. Though distinct, these 2 things collaborate. Content marketing, then, is producing material about whatever it is that your company does. If you're launching a plumbing business, for instance, you might make instructional videos on how to do basic plumbing repairs and include a call to action at the end of each one, instructing viewers to call us if the repair is too large for them to handle on their own. That's an absurdly simple example. You're not, I assume, launching a plumbing business. Comparably, though, I make videos on digital marketing and business strategy on YouTube, since that's what I do. For those like you who are interested in starting their own businesses and who may eventually be interested in hiring me and my company, my videos are therefore a fantastic introduction. The way this relates to social media marketing, though, is that you can then post the material you produced on social media. Sort of an intriguing fusion of social media search and content platforms is YouTube. Conversely, there are the more traditional social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, X, and others, where you can promote your own blog posts or podcast episodes by linking them to them. Step 7 is to scale your business once you've started to get things going in your company and are seeing new clients walk through the door every single month. Scaling a business is taking it from a small to a large one. The crucial thing to remember is to maintain proper ratios. Thus, for instance, you must maintain those ratios when scaling up a square. I take it you have to maintain the 1-to-1-to-1 size? It isn't a square otherwise. Scaling something that shapes disproportionately could compromise its structural integrity. That being said, your company might experience the same outcome. Your business may become lopsided and collapse if you do not scale it proportionately. And it is this that accounts for the great proportion of small firms failing. Hence, this is what we must do instead. Above all, you must ensure that your marketing is being scaled up to draw in an increasing number of new clients. Simultaneously, though, you are expanding your infrastructure to handle and assist those new clients. You must, for instance, have the infrastructure in place to be able to supply goods to as many new clients as you are drawing in. Then, you also need to ensure that you are growing your staff concurrently. People need to be in place to oversee the marketing campaigns to draw in new clients, as well as the systems to support those new clients. You will most likely carry on scaling your company for the duration of its existence. Both a science and an art, it's not as difficult as it seems. That's it then. These are the 7 phases to launch and expand a profitable internet business. This is now what I want you to avoid doing. I want you not to be thinking about this process so much that you become bogged down and overlook the most crucial aspect. Making the decision about the kind of business you want to launch is the most crucial thing to do right now. You next draft a basic business plan from there. Give step number 7 no thought. Concentrate on steps 1 through 2, and so on. I lay it all out in this video, which covers a lot of ground in digital marketing. It is the best manual for internet business promotion.